Alright, the next story quest is in Yyasulani's Shadow, level 96, given to us by Alphino. We're still in the palace area of Tuliyola, whatever. Here we go. Cutscene immediately. No chance, yeah, I was gonna say, not voice acted. Well, the hour of departure is at hand. Those of us remaining here shall accompany you part of the way. I, for one, would like to see the dome firsthand, says Y'shtola. We set forth as soon as everyone is ready. I will inform Wooklamat that... There you all are, says Wook, joining us. Ah, Lamachi, says Alice. Wook comes running to us. We were just... sorry. I had a salad. I don't know if that's what's causing the throat, but... We were just planning to call on you. Are you ready to leave? I am. Seeing the people come together as one, knowing they haven't given up hope, it was all the encouragement I could ask for. Right then, let's get going. We leave from Zaktaral Skygate. We leave from the Zaktaral Skygate. Nods from everyone. Alright. The Palico can stay. I enjoy its company. Kitty and a kitty, as I am a cat person. Mikote. Mikote? What it is. Do you wanna do you wanna, baby? Okay, we teleport over to the bright plume post, where we're all looking at a big gate that leads outside to the north to Shaaloani. We've been here before, obviously. Everyone's here? Good. This is it, my friends. We go to strike down Zeralja and secure peace for Tuliyola. We'll be passing through Shaaloani, where there have been reports of enemy movement, so stay sharp. That was all Wook. Cutscene as they walk toward the gate. I assume the cutscene is our travel. It is us passing through the gate, at least, and there are indeed ships on this side as well, in the sky. The Landsguard had told me about them. They emerged from the dome in quick succession and took to looming overhead. A display of force, like the vessels in Tuliyola, says Alice. Indeed, and while they haven't taken any aggressive actions, I want to see how things are in the area before moving on. She turns to everybody. We'll be passing a few settlements on the way to Shaaloani Station. It's the perfect opportunity to look around. In that case, Mercy and I know a few locals who can help, says Arendelle, and I know it. Now let's divide into two groups. Arendelle, Alice, and Mercy come with me to inquire with the locals. Meanwhile, the rest of you can go and inspect the dome. Everyone seems agreeable. Understood. Once everyone has finished, let us reconvene at Shaaloani Station, says Alphino. More nods. They go running off. We can start with Husatawi. Wait, sorry. Husatawi. That's where the Dust Watch is based, if I remember correctly. You do. The Sheriff Kemeka should be able to tell us a few things, says Arendelle. And we go off. Cutscene ends. Pegasus is out here. It's been a while since I've seen you, and I can mount for the first time in a while. I'm just gonna Jazz Wolf. I'm just gonna Jazz Wolf over there. It's really close to the gate. It's the first town you come across. And I have been exploring this here land quite a bit. You know, doing fights and such, leveling up my jobs, classes, whatever you want to call them. we have approached, what's this town called? Oh yeah, Husatawi. Kemika, the older, but not necessarily old, grayish but stylish haired Makot male. Give me just a second, please. Alright, we'll talk to Kemika to continue. Oh, it's you two. And I'll be Bao Huklamad as well. You're Sheriff of the Dust Watch, yes? What's the situation here in Husatawi? Well, the enemy hasn't tried to pick a fight with us yet. The ships gave us a shock when they first appeared, but they've just been floating there, holding position. That said, I've received some unsettling reports from elsewhere. We've been investigating to the extent we can, but we're spread thin and haven't looked in on Shaaloani Springs yet. Apparently, mechanical soldiers were seen in the vicinity. What? If this is true, then the people there are in danger. I worry about the other townships as well. If the rest of you could head to the springs, I'll pay a visit to Mewa Hetson. That was Aaronville, sorry. Sorry, yeah. Need some water. Maybe that's the thing. I'll accompany Aaronville. See you in a while, says Alisay. The two of them go dashing off. And I guess I'm following where Whoop went, which is to the west. This time I will be paying 100 gil to teleport to Shaaloani, because it's a long ride. Come on and let me ride. And then straight from the Ethernet to the south. Wukamata standing outside an archway entrance to the town. And all clear this way. This way? Oh no, sorry. The mechanical soldiers don't seem to be in the area. Still, we should talk to the locals. Let's each make rounds and see what we can learn. See what we can learn. I don't know. Maybe this wasn't a skill that I ever thought I would need to really practice when I was younger, but like, if I imagine if I had started practicing doing accents. I mean, I practice accents here and there, but it was mostly British, maybe German, maybe other things as well. But now now I wish I'd practiced more. We have a railroad clerk inside of a big-ish building. Oh, you're the one who helped us the other day. Walik and the others are out investigating, and they've confirmed that Nitowikwi is safe. Nitowikwi, I don't know. It was after the train had begun its journey back here that the dome appeared. So those who were riding the train then are fine, but we don't know what's become of those who disembarked in Yyasulani. What a mess. And just after we finished fixing the tracks. Yeah. That's the most important thing. I don't have any ill will clothing. There's a mechanical soldier, inert, on the ground with one of those energy rifles. We interact, inspect it. No signs of life. Run through with a polearm. It has been. Good, somebody got a good... oh! Does that mean Estinian? Polearm? He's one of the few people in this town that I would assume could handle these guys, but... We find a Yate, the blue-eared, blue-haired bunny lady, who's... Is she the sheriff of this town? Or mayor? Whatever. Mercy, you came! As you can see, we're doing alright. After those ships appeared in the sky, soldiers clad in white showed up and surrounded the town. But to our surprise and relief, a traveler came along and dealt with them all in a flash. I'll never forget the way he soared through the air, spear in hand. Shame I never had the chance to ask his name. We're all safe thanks to him, but I can't say the same for those in Yyasulani. We haven't heard from anyone there. I hope Namika is well. Obviously, Estinian. Even more obviously now. We find Wuklamat closer to the center of town, speaking to some human. Cutscene. Not voice acted for sure. They finish their conversation. Again, we can hear footsteps, which is not necessary. Yeah, like I said, not always an indication. You heard about the spearmen as well? That couldn't be anyone else. What's this? Someone spreading more gossip about me, says Zekawa. I wish I'd recognized the name before. Oh, and Estinian in full dragoon armor is right by his side. Talk of how I saved the town travels fast. That's not to discount the help of my friend here, of course. We gave those machines a real beating. I thought you'd come sooner or later. Do you know what's happening? Says Estinian. I can't do his voice. So you were indeed the one keeping the people safe? Thank you. Think nothing of it. The automata aren't particularly strong. He's got a gruff voice, but I can't. But are the rumors true? Galul Jalja is slain. I'm afraid so. Zaralja used some dirty trick to get the better of him. We'll make him pay for what he's done. Mark my words. You're going to help her, I assume? I explained something to him. I see. With your contingent, you won't lack for strength. In which case, I will remain in Shaaloani and keep an eye on things. That helps us more than you know. I'll send word to my brother before we set off. If you find yourself in trouble, don't hesitate to contact Kona. Kona? Brother? Says Zekawa. Wait a second, you're the Vow of Resolve? I am, and you're Zekawa, right? I'll be counting on you to keep everyone here safe. Absolutely! If more of those hollow men show up, I'll send them packing. I'm the fastest gun in Shaaloani, after all. Mercy can attest to that. Shaaloani, sorry. I gave him like a polite nod. Glad to hear it. We leave Shaaloani in your capable hands. Estinian crosses his arms and nods. Let's get patrolling right away then, says Zekawa, amped up toward Estinian. Stay safe out there, and don't do anything reckless. Wasted words. Just do what comes naturally. We're both dragoons right now. Not the first time, for sure. Right then, it's time we headed to the station and join the others. Need my fire detector. CO2 detector? I don't know how it works. It's going up. It's not going up like it's doing that chirp thing. So, yep. Please pardon that for a bit while I finish this quest, and then I will take care of that. We had another one. I think the batteries were changed out relatively close to one another, because another one of them started chirping like a week ago, or like in the middle of the night. Cutscene speaking with Yyasulani. We're outside the two train tracks that are parallel to each other. Thanks to Estinian, there were no casualties to speak of in Shaaloani. The Hetzalo were safe as well. At the very least, there were no sightings of soldiers there, says Aaronville. Bad. My bad impression. What about the dome? Did you learn anything of note? It is composed of exceedingly high concentrations of lightning energy, says Yyasulani. To even touch the barrier would prove fatal. When approaching it, we must exercise all caution. Then how are we supposed to get inside? If Zaralja and his army emerged from within, there ought to be an entrance. Or they're shielded. An entrance, you say? It so happens we might have an inkling where one is. I think Shenza was the blonde. My bad. Should have been a younger voice. One of the younger blonde human of the railroad people. These are the engineers of Zaktaral Railing, which operates the train between Shaaloani and Yyasulani, says Aaronville. My horrible impersonation of him. When we went out to recover the train, we had ourselves a look at the dome through a telescope, says the older than the young blonde, but red-haired human. It was then we saw it, a large fortress-like structure that looked like it straddled the dome's edge, says Shinza. You're telling us a part of it is inside and part of it outside, says Alice. That seemed to be the case, yes. While we only observed from afar, the soldiers were coming and going from it. From that, I'd say it serves as a passage between the outside world and whatever's inside. But as you'd expect, the area was heavily defended. It won't be easy to get near. Do you know what became of the passengers who went to Yyasulani? Wuklamat's nursemaid was among them, a woman named Namika, says Aaronville. What? Says Wook, hearing this for the first time. I'm afraid not. Only those passengers who were headed back here are accounted for, says Walika, the lion man. I can say for a fact that everything was fine when we arrived in Yyasulani, says Nito Weekwe, a lion woman, who I think I've just met for the first time, but I've heard about. But when that big tremor struck not long after we left the station, I hit the emergency brakes and looked back, and all I could see was the dome. Wook growls at this a little bit. What's more, the fortress sits right on the tracks of all places. What are the odds of that, eh? Shenza, the young blonde. We all have a thought about this. Assuming this fortress serves as a means to pass through the dome, we should first determine how we're to reach it undetected, says Kryle. I don't care if we're detected. I say we smash our way inside, says Wook. Everyone's taken aback by this. Despite how it sounds, I actually gave this some thought. Sir Alja wants me to prove that I'm Father's worthy successor. If I fail, he'll destroy Tuliola. By charging in head-on, I make my intentions plain as day, and in so doing, keep his eyes on me. The distraction we need, maybe. A bold strategy. I like it, says Walika. Of course, your plan will be no good if you're cut down before reaching their base. What you need is something that'll get you there quick and break through their defenses with a single, decisive blow. And we have just that. Since the tracks go straight to the fortress, we can reinforce our train with armor, load her with all the fuel she'll carry, and send her hurtling at it to explode on impact. I'm gonna blow up your newly remodeled train. Okay, sure, yeah. Everyone again is taken aback by this. Chief, have you gone insane? Says the young blonde Shenza. You were just saying how relieved you were the train's in one piece. Now you want to turn it into a bomb? Says the older Zapwa, whatever. The train's not important. Our dream was to have railroads running from coast to coast, remember? If these invaders have their way, there may not be any more railroads, let alone trains to run on them. Is that what you want? He clenches his fists. The two younger human men look at him. They kind of get the idea now. It's a sacrifice we have to make. It's fucking annoying. I'm changing it literally the minute that I'm done with this video. These good folks are willing to put their lives on the line to get inside the dome and put a stop to all this. The least we can do is help them. But Chief... Shenza, one last time. Listen, no matter how hard things may get, no matter how many times we fall, we can always get back up, says the lion female. As long as we're alive, we can always build another train. So have faith and quit your complaining. But what if we fall really, really hard? There's no getting back up if we're dead. She crosses her arms and stares him down. No one's dying on this train. I'll see to it myself. Everyone, again, a little bit of shock for some reason. Needless to say, this will be a one-way trip, and we'll need to jump off at the last moment if we don't want to go out in a blaze of glory. Why would you have to jump at the last moment? If the train runs, if it's set in motion and can run on its own, you don't have to be in there at all. You can't exactly do anything to control it during the mission, during the whatever, it's stupid. You alright with that? I think Everybody's kind of like, okay, sure, yeah. There's no changing her mind, is there? Says Walika. Just promise me you'll be careful out there, honey. My options are, we'll keep your wife safe, we promise, or we won't leave you with any sorrows to drown, never fear. We'll keep your wife safe, we promise. I'll hold you to it. Can't start a family business without her, much less a family. It'd be a lie to say the loss of the train doesn't concern me. But with good friends and my loving wife beside me, that's all I really need in the end. Well, at least it'll go down as a legendary train that saved her all, says Shenza. That I will, but first we got work to do, so she'll look the part. Zalpia. Now they're pumped. They gotta get pumped. Alice kind of walks to the middle of this circle group. I don't know much about Magitech, but if there's anything I can do to help you, you need but say the word. We'll keep that in mind. If any of you are willing and able to lend a hand, there's work that needs doing over at the storehouse. And people begin to walk that direction. The train people. It seems we have a plan. We have a path forward. I believe this is a good time for me to return to Yyasulani and inform Kona of the situation, says Alphino. I shall return as well. I have new investigations to pursue, says Y'shtola. She's already done with the dome, okay. The dome's elemental aspect is similar to that of the gate in the Golden City. If we can identify a connection, we may learn something of use in our fight. If it's one mystery after the next, but at least we're not without clues. It may not be easy, but I know we can get through this together, says Wook. Cheers, thumbs ups, thumbs up, thumb ups. I don't know. And the cutscene fades with Alphino and Y'shtola heading in the direction back to Yyasulani. We talk to Wook to finish the quest. Even only having just met them, I can see how important the train is to Walika and the engineers. We can't let the sacrifice be for nothing. In use, Yyasulani's shadow is complete. No follow-up scenes. See you next time.